There's hypothetically more coming soon when it comes to Zebec. Now, nothing I say is financial advice, but what do I even mean by this? Because we do know that on February the 25th, they're going to be releasing the super app, right? But that's the desktop version. Allegedly, soon after that, they're going to be releasing the mobile version. So again, there's going to be more reach when it comes to that, more notoriety. And I feel like this right here is pretty impressive because again, a lot of my friends thought out there, oh, it's probably just going to be the desktop version. Who cares? But then they even made a post literally not too long ago saying how the mobile version is coming soon. However, even besides that, why is this even an accomplishment if they could ever even do that? Which supposedly they could probably do because they even talk about it. But I'm saying, why would the launch of something like the super app be pretty interesting? Well, it's because if a project, right, is doing things in a bunch of different locations, let's say there needs to be a separate app for this, another one for that, it just kind of overcomplicates things sometimes. Sometimes there needs to be an all-in-one type of thing. That's the way you take a look at it. So Zebec, we all know that it's a diverse project, right? It's not a project that's only focused on one thing. We take a look at the cards, the payrolls, and all this. So if there's a way to kind of consolidate all of that into just one central thing, basically, why would that be such a bad thing? It's actually a pretty good accomplishment, I think, moving forward. Now, it's not going to affect ZBCN in any way, I think, in terms of the charts in a drastic, randomly going on a rally of its own. No, I don't think it could do that. Like, the thing is this, even if they do launch the super app, it's just not going to randomly make ZBCN go on an independent rally of its own. There's like no way it could randomly do that. That's the thing. Because there isn't an altcoin season. And also on top of that, the sentiment hasn't changed by quite a lot either. So if there's like those two factors not there, like for instance, either or, right? If the sentiment doesn't really change, if let's say there's no altcoin season, it's going to be pretty difficult for ZBCN to kind of come anywhere close 10 cents. Or should I say anywhere close to 10 cents. And 10 cents is what I'm thinking about. But even besides that point, we are around approximately 47 and a half times lower than 10 cents when it comes to ZBCN. Like, it's still very far away. For it to even reach hypothetically 5 cents, it's going to be very difficult also if there's like no altcoin season or no change in sentiment. So the launch of this app right here is not going to randomly make it do just, again, a random rally. No, I don't think so. But I think it's a step in the right direction because, first of all, I think it's going to improve potential adoption, right? I think it's also going to improve notoriety when it comes to this because people oftentimes, if something is easy, if something is kind of like functional, they talk about it and all this. And I think the easier something is to use, the more practical it is, I think the better it is in terms of indirect sort of advertising in that way, where if someone finds it easy to use, they'll tell people, oh, you know what, this is pretty easy to use. That could also indirectly increase the attention when it comes to Zebec. And also on top of that, why increase adoption potentially? Well, I think it's because if something is easy to use anyways, which we'll see because the super app hasn't launched yet, but if it could consolidate a lot of these aspects into one place, I would assume it's easy, right? But if it's actually easy to use, that right there would also, I think, increase adoption because, people are just going to keep using it if it's easy. People don't want to use things that are not easy to use sometimes. So when I take a look at something like Zebec overall, I think this right here has been a pretty cool achievement. I like what they've done so far. We'll wait and see what happens in the future. But I haven't given up when it comes to ZBCN. I'm still waiting. And sure, we're around, again, 47 and a half times lower than 10 cents. But, is that such an outlandish thing? At a market cap at that point of around 9.8 billion, if we were to consider the current circulating supply of ZBCN and it going to maybe 10 cents, the market cap at that point would be around 9.8 billion, is a market cap that is around 4 times lower than what Shiba Inu reached at one point in terms of market cap back in 2021. Would that be so crazy for me to think about? I think probably not, but we'll wait and see. I don't think I've seen an altcoin season, but as the usual, I'm still dollar cost averaging once a month and I just haven't given up and I'm still holding. But I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but I just thought it was a pretty cool update in terms of Zebec still trying to do something given a time when the market isn't necessarily doing the best. They're still doing something, so I do like that.